And that transition of resting leads us directly into the final and undoubtedly the most critical phase of the entire day.
The night routine. We've cleaned our physical space, we've eaten our dinner. Now we must prepare our bodies for the single most important part of the entire daily cycle, a perfect night's sleep.
Sleep is everything.
Because here is the harsh truth. If we fail at sleeping tonight, tomorrow's beautiful morning routine that we talked about will completely fail. You will wake up late, tired, and panicked, and the waterfall of chaos will start all over again.
Sleep is the absolute biological foundation of everything we have discussed. And the source text points out a major, uniquely modern obstacle to achieving good sleep. We can refer to it as the blue light problem.
The guide describes a very common evening habit. People lie in bed, they turn off the bedroom lamps so the room is dark, and then they hold their glowing tablet or their smartphone right in front of their face.
We all do.
They watch scary movies or fast-paced action movies, or they scroll endlessly through social media news feeds. The text gives a very strong, uncompromising rule. No screens of any kind for 1 full hour before sleep. No television, no phone, no tablet.
Many people resist this rule because they believe watching a video or scrolling through social media helps their mind unwind. But biologically, at a cellular level, the exact opposite is happening.
The text specifically blames blue light. What exactly is blue light, and what is it secretly doing to our brains when we look at our phones in the dark?
To understand this, we have to look at how light works. Light is made up of different colors and wavelengths. The bright screens on our modern phones, tablets, and televisions emit a very high concentration of blue wavelength light.
Okay.
In the natural world, before technology existed, the only source of bright blue light was the sun. Blue light is the exact color of a bright, clear daytime sky.
So to the human brain, blue light automatically means it is daytime.
Precisely. Deep inside your brain, there is a tiny organ called the pineal gland. Think of it as your brain's sun detector. When the sun goes down and the world gets dark, or when you sit by the warm orange glow of a fire, this gland starts producing a vital hormone called melatonin.
Melatonin.
Melatonin is the chemical messenger that travels through your body and makes you feel heavy, sleepy, and ready for bed.
It is the natural biological signal for sleep.
But if you are lying in a dark room, holding a bright screen 6 inches from your face, you are shining intense, concentrated blue light directly into your retinas. Your eyes send an urgent message to your brain. Look, bright blue light, the sun must still be high in the sky. It is the middle of the day.
So your brain gets completely tricked.
Yes, the brain gets tricked, and the pineal gland instantly stops producing the sleepy chemical, melatonin. The sleep signal is canceled.
This perfectly explains a quote from one of the characters in the text. He complained, "Sometimes I turn off my phone and close my eyes, but my brain is still running fast." He is lying in bed, his eyes are closed, the room is dark, but he cannot fall asleep because he just spent an hour staring at a screen.
His brain literally thinks it is noon.
Plus, if you're watching an action movie with loud explosions or reading stressful political news on social media, your adrenal glands release stress hormones, your heart rate goes up, you are in a state of physical stress and artificial daylight.
The bed should be a sanctuary exclusively for sleep and rest, not a place for high-energy, stressful, brightly lit entertainment.
So we follow the rule. We put the phone away on a desk across the room 1 hour before bed. We turn off the television. But what we do instead, we cannot just sit in silence and stare at the dark wall for an hour.
No, you don't have to.
The source offers a beautiful, relaxing, alternative routine. I call it the luxury hotel method.
The text suggests replacing digital screens with analog, physically relaxing activities. It highly recommends reading a real paper book, listening to soft, quiet music, and taking a warm shower right before getting into bed.
I really love the imagery the guide uses here. It says you should try to make your home environment feel like a luxury hotel. Think about it. When you walk into an expensive, nice hotel room at night, the lights are usually a little dim and soft. It is incredibly peaceful. There are no loud, jarring noises. You feel special, pampered, and relaxed. We can create that exact same atmosphere in our own bedrooms.
Let's break down the science of why these specific analog activities work so well to prepare the body for sleep. First, reading a real paper book.
The text specifically highlights that it must be a real book made of paper, not an e-book on a glowing tablet.
Because paper does not emit any light of its own, especially not blue light. It only softly reflects the dim yellow light from your bedside lamp. This allows your brain to continue producing melatonin.
Right.
Furthermore, reading a physical book is a quiet, linear, focused activity. It forces your anxious, racing mind to slow down and follow one single story, rather than frantically jumping between 100 different short videos, advertisements, or posts. It calms the racing thoughts.
And then the text suggests listening to quiet music.
Quiet, slow tempo music actually influences your cardiovascular system. Your heart rate and your breathing will naturally start to slow down to match the slow rhythm of the music.
But my absolute favorite tip from this entire night section is the physical habit. Taking a warm shower right before bed. It sounds nice, but why does a warm shower actually make us feel so physically sleepy?
This involves a fascinating biological trick concerning your core body temperature. When you stand in a warm shower, the hot water warms your skin. This heat causes the blood vessels near the surface of your skin to open up and expand, a process called vasodilation.
The blood rushes to the skin and you get nice and warm.
Yes, your skin gets warm. But here is the trick. When you turn off the water and step out of the warm shower into the cooler air of your bedroom, all that heat rapidly escapes from your widened blood vessels. Because the heat leaves your body so quickly, your core internal body temperature actually experiences a sudden drop.
Your inside gets cooler. But why is a drop in core temperature important for sleep?
Because in nature, the temperature drops when the sun goes down. A natural drop in core body temperature is one of the strongest biological signals that tells your brain night has fallen, it is time to sleep. By taking a warm shower and then stepping into a cool room, you are artificially creating that temperature drop. You are physically manipulating your biology to tell your body it is time to shut down.
That is incredible. The warm water physically relaxes the tight muscles, and the sudden cooling chemically signals the brain. It is the perfect, scientifically sound transition into sleep.
Which brings us to the final rule of the night routine. This is perhaps the most powerful, yet most difficult habit of all.
We call this the body as a clock. The text gives us a very strict, unforgiving instruction. You must go to sleep at the exact same time every single night, Monday through Sunday. No exceptions.
The character in the story was quite shocked by this rule. He asked every night, even on the weekend.
It is a hard rule to follow. On a Saturday night, we naturally want to stay up late. We want to watch a movie with friends until 1:00 a.m. We want to sleep in on Sunday. But the text says no. If you sleep at 11:00 p.m. on Monday, you must sleep at 11:00 p.m. on Saturday too. Why is absolute consistency so vital to our energy?
The text explains it very simply, but the science is deep. The human body loves habits. It thrives on strict routine. Your body operates on a complex internal clock, known in biology as the circadian rhythm. This internal clock controls almost everything: your digestion, your hormone production, your daily energy levels, and your sleep cycles.
It is like a highly complex piece of clockwork machinery inside our brains.
Exactly. And complex machinery works best when it is predictable. If you go to sleep at 11:00 p.m. every night and wake up at 7 a.m. every morning, your internal clock learns this pattern. It becomes perfectly synchronized with your behavior.
It learns exactly what to expect from you.
Yes. And after a few weeks of this strict consistency, something truly magical happens. Your body starts doing the work for you. At 10:30 p.m., without you doing anything, your body will automatically start producing a massive wave of melatonin. You will naturally feel a heavy, pleasant sleepiness. And at 6:50 a.m., 10 minutes before your alarm is set to go off, your body will automatically start raising your core temperature and producing waking hormones like cortisol. You might even naturally wake up before your alarm clock rings, feeling completely refreshed and alert.
You literally become a walking human clock. You don't even need the alarm anymore.
Oh.
But if you sleep at 10 p.m. on Monday, stay up until 2 a.m. on Friday, and sleep at midnight on Saturday, your internal clock is totally confused. It is broken.
It does not know when to release the sleepy chemicals or the awake chemicals. You end up with melatonin in your blood at 9 a.m., making you exhausted at work. This constant shifting creates a condition identical to being jet-lagged from flying across the world, even if you never left your house.
Social jet lag. So consistency is the ultimate key to unlocking true, effortless, restful energy.
It is the final piece of the perfect routine.
So let us take a breath and look at everything we have covered. What does this all mean for you, the listener? We have talked about so many different powerful concepts today. Moving the alarm clock across the room, making the bed for a dopamine win, picking clothes at night to save decision battery, eating heavy log protein for breakfast, drinking water, stretching our lungs, resting our eyes 20 feet away, eating a light lunch, doing a 15-minute timer cleanup, avoiding blue light screens, reading a paper book, taking a temperature-dropping warm shower, and sleeping at the exact same time every single night.
When you list them all out like that, it is a very long, potentially intimidating list of rules.
It really is. And the original text is very smart because it understands that hearing all of this at once can feel like too much pressure. To solve this, it introduces a very important final philosophy, the small steps philosophy.
The text gives very clear, compassionate advice. Do not try to change everything about your life tomorrow morning.
Because if you try to do all 15 of these new things perfectly, starting tomorrow, you will almost certainly fail. It will require too much mental energy. It will be overwhelming. You will get frustrated by Wednesday, and you will give up and go right back to all your old chaotic habits.
Building a good daily routine is not about a sudden, perfect transformation overnight. Human brains resist massive, sudden changes. It is about gradual, sustainable improvement. The source strongly advises picking just one or two small things to start with.
So, my advice to you right now is this. Please don't feel overwhelmed by everything we discussed. Pick just one single tip today. Maybe tonight. All you do is put your phone on a desk across the room before you sleep. That is it. Change nothing else. Just do that one thing. When walking across the room to turn off your alarm becomes easy and automatic, maybe next week, you add the next step. You start eating eggs for breakfast instead of a sugary pastry. Small, tiny steps lead to big, permanent lifestyle changes.
Habit formation requires time, patience, and repetition. You must celebrate the small victories along the way.
Let's look back at the beautiful connected cycle we have explored in this deep dive. It is amazing how every single piece relies on the others. Moving the alarm clock trick gets you out of bed on time, without scrambling your brain. Because you are up on time, you have the extra 15 minutes to eat a good, protein-rich breakfast.
And that good breakfast, combined with the 20-20-20 rule and your hourly stretching, gives you a highly productive, focused afternoon.
Because you preserved your energy in the afternoon by eating a light lunch, you have the strength to tackle the evening 15-minute cleanup. And because your house is visually clean and your mind is calm, you can enjoy a screen-free, perfectly timed, restful night of sleep.
And completing the circle, that restful, high-quality night of sleep perfectly prepares your body and brain to wake up easily the next morning. The cycle feeds itself. Good, intentional choices make the very next good choice physically and mentally easier to make.
It is a continuous circle of positive biological habits. Now, we want you to actively engage with this material. Think deeply about your own daily habits. Look at your life right now. Do you make your bed in the morning, or do you leave it looking like a chaotic storm? What do you usually eat for breakfast? Paper fire or a heavy log? Do you read a real paper book before sleep, or are you shining blue daylight into your eyes while lying in the dark?
Honestly, identifying your current automatic habits is the necessary first step toward actively changing them.
And as we wrap up this deep dive, there is one final provocative thought I want to leave you with. Something for you to ponder and explore on your own after you finish listening.
If we look closely at all the most successful tips from the source material, they share a very interesting common theme. Putting the phone on a desk across the room, leaving clothes on a chair the night before, setting a 15-minute timer to clean the kitchen, removing all digital screens from the bedroom entirely.
They are all physical actions. They change the space around you.
Yes. The sources show us that a successful daily routine relies incredibly heavily on setting up our physical environment in advance. It makes us wonder. Perhaps building good, healthy habits isn't actually about having a strong, disciplined mind or endless mental willpower. Perhaps the secret is simply about designing the rooms in our house so that making the right choice is actually the easiest possible choice.
That completely changes how I view discipline. If the clothes are already laid out on the chair, the absolute easiest choice is just to wear them. You don't need willpower. If the phone is across the room, the only logical choice is to stand up. You don't need bravery to face the cold floor, you just need to stop the noise. You are designing your physical environment to guide your biological behavior. You are building the house of your perfect day, brick by brick, setting yourself up for automatic success. Thank you so much for joining us on this special, easy-to-follow, yet scientifically deep dive into your daily routine. We hope you learned something truly valuable today that you can use tonight.
It has been a genuine pleasure to explore these incredibly useful, life-changing concepts with you.
We wish you a beautiful, organized, and truly happy day. Take care of yourselves. Start with one small step and enjoy the wonderful process of building your perfect routine.